the finals are occurring. It will be a best of 5 between our two players from both Team Liquid. In the bottom right corner of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. His name is Liquid MaNa. On the other side of the map, we have the red Terran player. Switching colors this time around. But of course, not his race. Still the Terran. He is Liquid uThermal. Neither of these players actually have a in-game cleansing, do they? Is that just not a thing that Liquid does? I think they do, right? I think I've seen that before. Just not with these two players, perhaps. Perhaps on other accounts? That could be a thing. I'm not completely sure. Leave a comment in the chat if you do know. I'm very curious. Barracks being created there on the other side of the map. That's not where it's supposed to be. This time we are seeing double gas being created as well. Looking like it might be quite a aggressive opening here for... Well, there's only one Rex though, so it is a Reaper, just judging by the location. Judging by the location, we might be seeing a quick tech behind this as well. The factory and a starport. Well, I'm just gonna watch and see. Watch and see what happens. Another supply depot first. Alright, alright. Playing it cool, playing it safe. And sending his SCV back across the map again. There is the factory being created over here in the production queue. Let's take a quick glance. There isn't anything, of course, in the Protoss base. So this Reaper in a prime position here to start dealing out quite a bit of damage. Liquid MaNa went for the expansion first and now might be regretting it slightly. Before he made any units is what I mean. Oh, losing 2 probes. Ooh, almost getting surrounded there with the Reaper, actually. The Reaper now already taking down 2 probes. Is looking for a third. Gets a third. Looking to get some more. Is he not? Actually, moving out before he takes too much damage on that. Because the adapt is there, of course. Is he gonna go in for round number 2? Round number 2. 2 Reapers this time. Stalker almost out though. Ready to start pouncing on those Reapers as well. But 2 Reapers is ever so much more deadly than 1. Doing so much damage onto those probes. But not really finding a lot of kills there, unfortunately. And now slowing down a little bit the aggression. Only having killed off 4 workers. But of course only investing the 1 Rex. That is now flying back across the map. This one adapt is gonna delay this expansion as well. I'm actually getting another SUV there. And that is not too shabby. 4 worker kills versus 2 right now. uThermal going in again. Trying to find his pathway to more probe kills. Not finding it so far. Oh, there's another Stalker there. Ooh, that is a nice target fire actually by MaNa. Taking down that low HP Reaper. And yeah, things stabilized for both these players. I'd say that MaNa might be in a little bit of a more comfortable situation here. Oh, actually losing another Reaper here. So that would mean that uThermal will have to invest a scan if he does want to figure out what MaNa is up to exactly. Actually, did he even see? No, okay. Yeah, for a moment I thought he was already saw the Stargate in production there. But he did not. But he is playing it safe. He is going with the Cyclone here. Cyclone, again, very good against most of the early types of aggression that the Protoss can throw at him. Especially good against the Stalkers, of course, and the Oracles. This time we are seeing Phoenixes, though. Phoenixes might be able to pick up those Cyclones rather nicely and cancel out the lock-on. To wait and see how MaNa decides to micro against this. There's only 3 Cyclones right now available. Another Phoenix moving across the map. Is MaNa actually gonna wait for this other Phoenix to arrive? He might, or he might just be sitting here for a brief moment, trying to ensure that no Terran army is moving across the map. Alright, there we go. Okay, he is moving forwards now. Starting off with his Adept and Stalkers. Drone shooting, alright. Trying to get the pick up there onto the Cyclones. Already getting one. That is a nice start, but 2 lock-ons now onto that 1 Phoenix. 1 Phoenix does go down. The SCVs have to be pulled to help out with the Stalkers, but looks like the Cyclones are more than enough to deal with this tiny Protoss force in this situation. Very well played there by uThermal. And maybe a little bit questionable for MaNa, trying to go in on well, quite a heavy amount of Cyclones, honestly. Maybe he was expecting to get 2 liftoffs there, and then maybe he would have been able to snowball a little bit more heavily with those Stalkers targeting down Cyclones. But perhaps, you know what, maybe a little bit of miss micro there. We are seeing a Raven gonna be created here. Probably, most likely, right? Oh no, actually, just lifting it up already. Going back around, going into the heavy battle mech. Completely committing to this is Liquid uThermal. Against his teammate, Liquid MaNa. Oh wait, did I update the title? I did not. Hold up, guys. Liquid Thermi versus Liquid MaNa. Let me try this real quick. There we go. Full things start heating up really heavily. Okay. Liquid uThermal looking in a good spot so far. A reasonable worker supply here for both players. Army supply though quite nicely in favor for MaNa here. Should be feeling rather good about that. Hasn't taken his 3rd base yet. That is a big reason why that happened. uThermal though did scout this. So you should be aware that some aggression is coming out across the map. And yeah, there we go. 6 gateways actually here available to warp in. There's also a Warp Prism available. 5 Phoenixes as well. And this might be spelling a lot of trouble for our Dutch Terran player here. Immediately putting all his SCVs a big... Oh, that was a huge Widowmine connection actually on most of those Phoenixes. 10 workers already killed off though. Now are there still enough Cyclones here to deal with this Protoss aggression? There are still so many Stalkers still in Immortal as well with the Warp Prism. So more warpings can take place. More Widowmines now burrowing. More SCVs also being pulled off the worker line. Is this going to be enough for uThermal? It might be. It might very well be. Actually, I think he might have done it. He might have held here, but at the cost of 26 workers in total. That is a absolutely devastating blow, and Liquid MaNa behind this is looking to take his own 3rd base as well. There we go. So Liquid MaNa actually got himself in a very, very nice situation here, guys. I won't deny that, actually. For a moment I really liked uThermal's position, but that aggression, that push, that did so much damage. I believe one of the Widowmines actually friendly fired a little bit there on the SCVs as well. So allowing him, Liquid MaNa of course, to pick off a lot of those low HP SCVs. And there was just not enough of the Cyclone and the Widowmine here to hold off the entirety by their own. Really had to pull the boys into the mix as well. Even finding more damage, finding another barracks to go down, another supply depot as well. I guess the barracks doesn't matter too much. uThermal already had a comfortable amount of factories, but of course he cannot create more factories. And that is, oh my god, finding more damage there. Killing off the 3rd base as well. Now uThermal in a absolute world of hurt here. Losing more SCVs actually to this one single attempt in the natural. Things are not looking good for our Dutch Terran player. Widowmines getting a couple of decent connections, but I'm not sure if it is enough. Liquid MaNa just non-stop putting up the herds here, killing off more SCVs, killing off the army, and Liquid Thermal leaving the game. MaNa taking the 1st map here in the best of 5. And no GG. No GG as well, guys. That is quite something else. I have to wonder if that was on purpose, of course, or if it was something, You know, just a little bit too quick on clicking out of the game. But there we go. Liquid MaNa already having the new link available for us. New repugnancy will be the map. Oh. A nice match between these two team members. Best of 5 series. If you just are joining now, we are watching Liquid uThermal versus Liquid MaNa. Liquid MaNa taking the first game quite convincingly. Off of the back of a 2-base aggressive play with the Stalkers, with the War Prism, and the also even a couple of Phoenixes and Immortals mixed in as well. But just sheer amounts of Protoss units rushing over the Terran base there. And dealing way too much economic damage overall for uThermal to sustain that for any extended period of time there. Alright. Waiting for game number 2 to load up. Here we go. I'm gonna fix up the score screen first, and then I will take you guys into this game. There it is. We have in the top right corner of the map, it's the blue Protoss player. His name is MaNa. And on the other side of the map, his teammates from Team Liquid. It's the red Terran. He goes by the name of uThermal. Alright. Alright. It's always the more awkward moments in the game. The slowdown moment, you know. MaNa this time checking around with a very early probe, making sure there's no proxy racks again occurring. I don't blame him. Also, of course, he doesn't see the barracks there on the low ground. That would indicate the Reaper build, most likely. I mean, I'm not saying it's not anymore. Still could be, but it's looking more so like a standard Reaper expand so far. Would be weird for a deviation of the build for the Reapers this time, or this way. But perhaps that is just part of the mind games here. But this amount of minerals saved up does indicate a command center. There we go, yep. Now, nice delay still though from MaNa coming out here, poking away at that SCV. Not allowing it to do its job properly. Trying his best. Fast, welcome to the stream as well, buddy. We are in the finals, the grandiose finals between Liquid uThermal and Liquid MaNa. The final games. It's a best of 5 series, and we are seeing a proxy robotics facility taking place in the middle of the map. uThermal hasn't seen this yet. It would be a very weird coincidence if he is gonna scout this out, actually. And oh my dear lord, he didn't go for the Reaper expand this time. He went for the double immediately into the reactor and then the Marines this time. Maybe perhaps feeling a little bit more safe against that earlier aggression that he was facing previously. Foregoing the Reaper here and immediately just trying to buff up his front door with more Marines this way. Right, the depth shade does get cancelled there, of course. Won't be able to find anything there between the two supply depots and up against that barracks. Going in again, just scouting around, seeing that the factory is still there. Not switching over to the reactor, so he knows he's kind of safe against Hellions so far. SCV, oh my god, the SCV scouted the robotics facility here. Now the Marines are moving aggressively across the map. No, actually moving back. Gonna stick true to his defensive nature here. But he is aware, he knows that there is a robotics facility. He started up a siege tank, he's making more Marines right now. He's not completely sure what he's facing up against. Of course, that robotics facility, it could just be a way for MaNa to warp in units into the main base, or to elevator play his units into the main base, and it looks like that might be the case, just judging by the way he is positioning his units here. Completely foregoing the location of this barracks, of course, and here it is. There he goes, moving in right now. The Immortal in, the Stalkers are in. Oh my god, the siege tank wasn't in siege mode yet. Losing one shot there, just due to timing, but that is some nice damage though, being dealt to the Stalkers already. I think uThermal should be able to hold his ground here. Already taking down 2 Stalkers actually. Is he gonna get the Immortal though, of course, but the Vikings still chasing down that War Prism. Should be able to get it. Oh my god, that was a very nice stellar defense there coming out of uThermal. uThermal absolutely ready for that one. Now MaNa coming in with another Immortal, not giving up just yet, recreating his War Prism as well. Definitely committing to this for a little bit longer. Twilight Council and a Forge added as well, so it's not like MaNa doesn't have any type of follow-up. He does still have some sort of tech route behind this as well, being set up. uThermal doing his best. Is he aware actually of the natural? No, he is not aware of the natural, so he doesn't know how all in this actually is so far. And I think that is why we aren't seeing, of course, a third base yet being created by uThermal. He might very well start up a third base as soon as he sees this second base out of MaNa. And let's take a look actually, what is his plan? He had saved up quite a lot of money, but no, actually decides to play it safe. Tries to go for the double Rex here before dropping that third CC. That is a wise choice. What are you doing, uThermal? You are moving across the map before dealing with these 2 Immortals, just blowing away at your mineral line. You are taking quite a lot of damage. uThermal is just gonna go for it, just marching across the map actually. Does he know about the Dark Shrine? Oh my dear lord, I don't know if he does. Let's take a look. He knows that there is a Forge and a Twilight Council. Maybe that is the... You know what, that's just a go sign for him. He lost 2 SCVs in his main base, and now walking back actually, trying to take down his robotics facility first. That is an interesting move. Not gonna go straight for the base, but first going for that robotics facility. I'm not sure if I very much agree with this. At least he should have tried to dealt with or push away those 2 Immortals in his main base before marching out here. He took so much damage still. Now, I'm not saying he's out of this just yet, but he is having a hard time. His Liberator over here getting completely denied as well. There were enough Stalkers in the main base to deny that from doing anything. One Dark Templar gonna run into the siege tank fire with the bunker there as well. Completely prepared is uThermal. So far, looking again like we are gonna head into a little bit of a stalemate scenario for now. But still, no third base on the way yet for uThermal. Still committing to a very, very big army of the Bioforce, getting his stim and +1. Perhaps we are actually gonna see a big move out here as soon as those 2 finish up. I wouldn't be against it, honestly. I always personally enjoy putting up as much aggression as I can against the Protoss. Try and keep his gateway army count low, so he has to invest a lot of money in recreating those units every time, and it just becomes a lot more difficult for the Protoss that way to attack into those later AoE damage dealing technologies like the High Templar and the Colossi, and of course the Disruptor as well. But so far, uThermal just staying on his side of the map. If he does want to hit with this +1 and stim pack, he should be moving across right now. Okay, there he goes. So he will be hitting the front door of the Protoss as those... Actually, he might just be securing his third base. We might be talking a little bit out of sync here. Oh, that Dark Templar. Oh, that is a sneaky Dark Templar if I ever seen one. That was very cool to see that happen there, actually. Just moving it slightly backwards here, trying to deny the... Oh, and now he's just gonna go for it. Interesting. Huh. Alright. Alright. Realizing that there is No detection here. Alright, scan goes down. He finally does get picked off, but MaNa completely aware. Let's take a quick glance at the army of MaNa here. He has 3 Immortals, 2 Archons, another Archon on the way, another Archon on the way, 4 Archons there. He has a nice amount of sentry energy here as well. 2 sentries completely filled up to the brim with force fields. But uThermal still though with a very scary amount of bio here. The 3 siege tanks perhaps sieged up a little bit too far for now. Should be trying to move forwards here. uThermal trying to bait MaNa into this position. Trying to get MaNa to overcommit into the Widowmines, into the siege tanks. But so far MaNa being ever so patient. Not moving forwards, not overcommitting. Oh my dear lord, alright, here he goes, going in. I'm not sure if this is the right call. He's losing quite a lot of his forces immediately, running into those siege tanks. The siege tanks wailing away. uThermal has done it. GG being called by MaNa. Well played by uThermal, taking the game there, tying up the series 1-1. Very, very nice. Right, it's always nice to see the series going up tit for tat, especially in a finals series, of course, between these 2 team members of each other. I hope you are still all having a good time, everybody. I'm having a blast, honestly. I'm a big fan of uThermal, not only because he is a Dutch person like me, but you know, he plays Terran like I do, and he's really good. He's really good. Alright, uThermal needs 1 minute, guys, so unfortunately we are gonna have to wait a moment here, but that does give us an opportunity to talk about this. Watch this, guys. Watch this happen over here. We're gonna go to this screen on my desktop. Wonderful desktop. On the 11th of August, we're gonna have a show coming up for you, and it's gonna be a good one as well. Not as good as the Kashynical Open Cup, of course, but it's pretty good on par as well. We're gonna have Rogue versus Classic and Zest versus TY. The winners of these 2 matches will be facing off against each other as well. It's gonna be on 1 PM Central Europe summertime, and it will be played over here on the play.africatv.com/alphaxsc2. If you want to keep up to date. Oh, and don't forget, Hajin Sun is going to be helping us with the interview. I'm sorry about butchering her name, guys. That is my bad. That is my Dutch genetics coming into play there with pronunciation and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, make sure to tune in then as well. We are going to have a blast. It's going to be me casting together with Swagger. So I hope you will all join us for that one as well. As we are waiting still for this next game between MaNa and uThermal. Let's take a look at what's happening in the chat. Not too much, alright. Not too much. Fast asking for a bracket, and it got delivered by the Nightbot, but that was already quite a while ago. That was at 10:42. Posture, Kozan, posture. Oh, the game is starting. We are hopping into this next series. Here we go. Try to get everything in order again. And there it is. Okay. Big shame, lads. If I had beat Vindicta, I probably would have gotten the win here. Yeah. Iomon, I mean, if you just... It was really close as well. That was the thing, right? I mean, if you would have beaten MaNa, no problem. You would have beaten uThermal, no problem. But Vindicta unfortunately did beat you out there with a lucky break, honestly. We're not going to call it anything else. That was just pure luck, unadulterated luck coming out of Vindicta. Very unfortunate, friend. Oh, we have a good time. No, you had it. I like seeing it, dude. You gave a good match, and you know what, you gave your bravest of faces, and you laughed in the face of utter desperation, you know what, and you probably still played better than I would have. So props to you, buddy. Thank you for signing up for the tournament, showing up, and giving us your all there. So you're very much appreciated in that sense, buddy. Right, let's do the introductions for these players. In the bottom right corner of the map, we have the red Terran player. And he goes by the name of uThermal, but, of course, from Team Liquid. And Liquid uThermal didn't fit, so it became Liquid Thermi. Immediately jumping into that refinery are his SCVs. Really desperate to start mining that Vespian gas. And in the top left corner of the map we have the blue Protoss player. Going by the name of Liquid MaNa. Perhaps going a little bit overboard there with the camera movement. But you know what? These are the finals. This is the moment to do so. This is our time to shine. Quick expand coming down from both these players. Doing a wonderful job of making sure that this match doesn't end within the first 2 minutes of the game. For us. It's always nice to see. Iomon, of course, it is a 2-minute delay, so that is why I was that slow on talking to you. Seems like you got there now, Kappa. Oh, alright. Well, still scouting around with this SCV is a uThermal. Gonna put it into a safe location, trying to scout out when that third base will be put down. Coming in again after the... Wow, that is some classic timing, isn't it? Holy moly, that's some impressive knowing about timings. Knowing when that adapt will move out. Or should move out, and then realizing he should... Well, he's free to move in again with the SCV and gonna go for another scout. Doesn't find too much here. Ah, you're welcome, dude. Iomon, you're very welcome for the stream, and thank you as well for the games, of course. Thank you for watching as well. I shouldn't forget about that. That's pretty important too. You know, streaming wouldn't be as much fun as people would not be talking or, you know, watching the stream. It adds a lot of atmosphere to the entire thing. Alright, we are seeing a couple of Hellions being created. We might be seeing a Hellion drop. But then again, we are seeing a lot... Oh my god, what are these Marines doing here? 6 Marines marching across bravely. No man's land has been conquered by these Marines. Arriving at the front door of the Protoss base. I'm not sure if this is enough, honestly. The Adapt Stalker and Sentry there, it's still pretty good. But maybe with the 2 Hellions here as well to start buffering for these Marines. Gonna take a lot of damage for them and deal quite a bit of as well. Still not dealing quite a bit. Actually, looks like he targeted down the gateway there for a little bit. Hasn't taken down everything yet. Alright, 3 Marines still remaining. Not sure though. Killed off a couple of the gateway units. Now coming in again with the 2 Hellions. I guess the Hellions are going to be the ticket to start dealing real economic damage. Actually, 4 probes already going down. 5 probes now, 6. There we go. That is the ticket to economic damage. Town for Liquid uThermal. He still lost more so in regular value mineral wise, but of course he killed 7 probes versus just 1, and that is a bigger dent in the economic margins, of course, for MaNa. But that being said, he did lose quite a lot of his units here. He only now has 2 Marines at his front door, 1 Banshee. The Banshee will have to be pulled towards the front door. No cloak yet available, so even the Banshee isn't going to be able to help out that much actually against the Stalkers. Luckily though, there is a bunker, but with Blink being done, here we go. Oh, MaNa finding economic damage of his own right here. Doing quite a bit of it, and there it is, another Blink forward, taking down all those Marines already. Now a siege tank finally in position, but so many SCVs will go down, and now that siege tank out of position to deal with these Stalkers here. The bunker completely empty as well. Oh my dear lord, uThermal will have to find some type of damage on the other side of the map, but oh, shield battery already available here. That is so unfortunate for uThermal. 11 SCVs did get killed there. MaNa striking back with a vengeance. Now finally, after that shield battery did get drained, he did manage to kill 2 probes, but that is not very worth it for that Banshee, of course. Oh, what's up, Droptimus? How you doing, buddy? Well, how's life going for you today? There is a 2-minute delay. That is why I'm so slow in responding, guys. Either way, we are still in this map. We are seeing a charge coming out. We are seeing a robotics bay being added as well. Might be seeing those Colossus coming out rather soon. Let us take a look. Come on. There you go. The Colossus being produced here. With the Blink Stalkers available as well. Should be pretty solid against most of the Banshee arrest. That is still gonna be thrown out here by uThermal. Especially with the shield battery there as well. There is another person rushing home to try and catch the end bit of the finals here. Of course, it is the best of 5, so potentially we still have 3 games to go. Let's hope we do, but I don't. Well, we went it for that so far. It's not very likely that games do go to game number 5, but it would absolutely be amazing, of course, if we do manage to get there at that point in time. I think this must be in range, right? Yeah, that observer is completely visible right now to the naked eye.
This better be good.
uThermal, though, hasn't spotted it yet. I guess it's not that important. Right, now it has moved away. Stalkers at the front door. Gonna, you know what, be aware of any type of Terran move out. Slow it down a little bit as well. Might be able to pick off some reinforcements. Might be able to pick off a medevac or 2 as well. And here we go. We are seeing a marching band of Terran units coming across the map now. Oh, that is some nice micro from uThermal, marching his Marines backwards. Trying to get his Marauders to tank up most of that Stalker fire here. Doesn't want to lose his Widowmines, but 2 Colossus out on the map already, poking away, and those bio units trying their best to get on top of the Colossi here, but I don't think it was enough, and most of the Terran units now being killed off. 2 siege tanks are lifted up and saved, but it is still quite a nice clump of Protoss remaining. uThermal immediately tapping out, realizing that he is that far behind. So losing that entire army right on the middle of the map, that is a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, I'm a little bit biased. I'm a little bit biased to uThermal, guys, just because I am Terran myself, and of course I'm Dutch myself. If I've said this a couple of times now, but oh, I thought I'd rub it in. Anyway. We are going into game number 4. Game number 4. Match point for Liquid Mana this time. uThermal needs a 2 victory row. 2 victory in a row. A 2 victory streak. That's what it's called. Those are the words I was looking for. Anyway. Still waiting for our players to give the go sign. There they go. On their way. Okay. Good luck, have fun to both our players, of course. We are hoping into game number 4 of the finals of the Kashynical Open Cup. And we are waiting a little bit here, guys. Loading screens do take a little bit. You know how they go. They like to load up and make us wait. Those loading screens, don't they? Those annoying loading screens. The bane of any gamer's existence anyway. Here we go. Of course, if you don't know about the Kashynical Cup, it is organized by Kashim and Cynical Death, 2 staff members of the Liquipedia page, and Team Liquid in general. You know what, just great members of the Team Liquid force, and they put in a lot of effort trying to get us all the information that we need for pretty much everything. Oh, I need to update this to the right amount. There we go. Alright. So thank you very much for hosting this tournament, guys. And also thank you so much for allowing me to come and cast this tournament for you. I am having a blast. And I hope that I'm bringing some of my enthusiasm over to all of you as well. And you are participating with the enthusiasm and enjoying it at the same velocity and ferocity and overall whatever-ty as I am. Anyway, we have the two liquid members. Let me tell you about them. One of them is the blue Protoss in the top left corner of the map. It is Liquid MaNa. On the bottom right side, his fellow liquid member. This one is red though, and he is also a Terran. So they will have to destroy each other. We're looking at Liquid uThermal. Okay, I should stop doing those camera movements. Sorry about that one, guys. That was absolutely horrid. We'll try a better one here, alright? Here we go. Yeah, that's better. Just a casual one. Nothing too crazy. Just the vanilla camera zoom into the command center there. Probe. Little Probius out here on the map. As we all know from the Heroes of the Storm game. Probius, the hero probe. Capable of whopping in those pylons and cannons. And dealing a lot of damage. Oh, that's a recall. Oh my dear lord, that was not in time. That is a lot of energy actually being wasted for that one probe. That could have gone into Chrono Boost. Right, so maybe a little bit of a whiff there from MaNa's, overstaying his welcome with Probius. Probius, about as strong in Starcraft 2 as he is in Heroes of the Storm. Unless if he got changed, I don't know, it's been a long time. So, oh my dear lord, he even gets in here just in the nick of time. Like, MaNa just slightly off his timings, it seems, throughout this game so far. Also going for the SCV, but not killing off the SCV with the Adept, and now going back for the Reaper here. Right, having to send a probe to kill off the SCV there. Interesting stuff. And the Reaper is still alive and well, but the pylon has been put down, so he can't get in through the same way any longer. And we are seeing a Widow Mine drop coming out of uThermal. And what are we seeing from MaNa? We are seeing the Twilight Council. uThermal going in again, double checking what is being made here.
Command center upgrade.
He sees the Twilight Council, and it looks like the Reaper will go down for now. Don't think he will come back though, but yeah, he is gone for now. Keeping it PG. There's no deaths in this game, guys. He is just sleeping. He's just sleeping. Right, hallucination. That one was never alive to begin with, guys, so don't worry about that one. Oh, we are actually... I was wrong. We aren't seeing Widow Mine drop. We are seeing a Banshee opening again with the cloak as well. That is quite interesting. Well, I guess he did see the Twilight Council opening, so he knows that there might be a bit of a lack of observers here. But already a robo facility also on the way. Kind of curious to see how much damage this actually is going to get done. Again, the 6 dies this time in the number of Marines. Lethal amount, killing that Adept instantly, of course. And things calming down for now until, of course, this Banshee will march across the map. This Observer seems like he will be out and ready to clear up the Banshee, unless, of course, if it does fly across the map here, that would be absolutely devastating. Oh boy, it doesn't look like this Observer is willing to stay in the base here for a long time. Second Observer is being made, but it looks like the Banshee is coming in at the exact right timing here. Is Cloak been finished off? Yeah, it is. There it goes. The Banshee coming in right now. Oh my god, please, uThermal, no! You had the perfect opportunity. Not going for it though. Going back out again. Seeing those stalkers. Realizing that there's most likely blink. Did he see actually the robotics facility as well? Kind of curious. Maybe just expecting the robotics facility with this. But, alright, there we go. Does kill off that observer. Is that for him the go sign to go in? He just killed off an observer, of course. Doesn't really fully know that there is another observer there already available. Second Banshee coming in, though. Perhaps he was just waiting for this. Oh, Mana now realizing with this hallucination, seeing what is going on in this upper side of the map. Is he moving his observer? Yes, he is. There we go. Opening up the doorway for another Banshee. There he goes. Into the mineral line. One probe goes down. He's gonna get at least 3, right? Am I right? It should be 3. Oh my god, he does the sentry instead. Alright. That is good enough as well. The other Banshee in the main base does get taken down by the Blink Stalkers rather nicely. Right, 5 probes have been killed. Maybe a 6th will be taken down here. Alright, and 1 Banshee does get out. So, 6 probes for the price of 1 Banshee. That is not too shabby. Let's go to the units lost tab. As we can see, uThermal in a pretty nice lead right now. Having his 3rd base mining. Both players actually having their 3rd base mining. That's a lot of probes actually now on that 3rd base right there. Not sure if that is completely necessary, although of course he already is saturated on his other 2 bases. That makes sense that he has more on that base since it's closer to the 4th base. Alright, things slowing down again a little bit. We are seeing again the mech style coming out of uThermal here against Liquid Mana. That is quite interesting indeed. We are seeing cyclones being created, all the upgrades for it as well, getting more factories and the... Oh, that is a dead Banshee. There we go. Okay, that is unfortunate. Not going to be able to get out with that one alive or manage to do any more damage with that, unfortunately, for uThermal. But it's not the end of the game, of course. No, sir. Nowhere near. Still anything to play for. Like these 2 zealots have to say. Look at them wailing away at these SCVs. Helping out is the siege tank, of course. Ensuring that those zealots only need to hit those SCVs twice. By shooting them up himself as well a little bit. Siege tanks always are a little bit confused on what part of the... You know, in what team they are. Never quite sure. You know what? A little bit of an experimental type of units, right? They like to experiment. They're like, oh, what would it be if I was a Protoss now? And interesting things. Anyway, some Hellions gonna try their best to roll in here. There are Blink Stalkers, of course, though available. There is, oh, there we go. Yeah, good force fields, forcing those Hellions to slow down a little bit. Still 2. Okay, there's an Immortal here as well. And a shield battery. So absolutely nothing getting killed there. And a lot of Hellions actually going down. Equalizing the units lost step here a little bit has Liquid Mana by destroying those Hellions there. Now uThermal needs to start securing his own 4th base here. Is moving forward. Does kill off the observer here as well. Which is rather nice, of course. And... kind of curious still to see what Mana will do as a later type of technology here. Oh, did I just miss it? Oh, there it is. Okay. The Templar Archives has been created. And now the Battle Mech army full uThermal is trying its best to secure some damage onto the Protoss here. More factories going down. 4th base finally being secured here for uThermal, of course. Mana already having had his for a while. Well, I'm not gonna... Yeah, it's not that much of an influence, right? It's not that absolutely devastating. Now, this is interesting. 3 star gates already being created here. So, very quickly, Mana looking to get into that late game composition with Tempest, most likely. uThermal trying to get in here again once more. Widow Mines connecting nicely actually on top of those zealots, but there's a big surround from Mana. Mana doing a lot of damage here on top of the forces of uThermal. uThermal just losing so much right now. And that is the sound of the battle mech trying to run away again. Out of the harmful meanings of the Protoss army. Stalkers, Zealots, Immortals still going strong, moving forwards. After having killed off so much of that mech army. The mech army, not really an army you want to lose at any stage of the game. Not the early one, not the later one. Maybe specifically not the early one. But both players still feeling, it seems like they feel secure. It feels like they know they won't be killed off right now. Going for that fifth bases. Hellions going across the map, looking for some damage, realizing that there's a base here right now. Gonna find some probes that are transferring, perhaps. Killing at least 3 probes now. Ooh, that was a close one, actually. Okay, there we go. So 4 probes do go down. And then immediately cleaned up by the Blink Stalkers. As we are seeing Blink Stalkers trying their best to... Oh my god, that would be absolutely massive. A deny on that 5th base here. Very, very nicely picked off there by MaNa. Tactically moving around the map. Ensuring that he gets an even bigger economic advantage here. uThermal needs to start looking to do more damage here. I'd say he needs to find some economic damage of his own. Moving forwards again with his battle mech. He needs to continuously keep trying to find little battles that he can take, right? The mobility of his force is his biggest beneficiary. But, oh my dear lord, there are carriers out right now and there's only Cyclones as counter anti-air. The lock-ons are gonna lock onto those little interceptors there, but the entire mech army looks like it's gonna get taken down. There's still a couple of Widow Mines remaining, but it won't be enough against this onslaught of Protoss. Drilling class though, saving those Widow Mines. Luckily for uThermal, not losing those. And again, trying to flank around, looking for that damage behind. Oh, that was brilliant. Hiding behind the clouds here, waiting for that battle mech to make an appearance. And then immediately jumping up the opportunity to start taking down more of the battle mech army. Coming in again, but yet, no, not that many probes again here to really take down. Okay, getting the Nexus though, that is a good start. That is definitely a good start, but we are seeing a lot of Blink Stalkers moving across on the right side of the map. They're trying their best to cut off this army, intercepting it, killing off most of the Cyclones here. That is quite a heavy blow, and especially because the Cyclones are pretty much the only anti-air that uThermal has. And as we can see, of course, MaNa transitioning into those carriers, getting more and more out right now. I don't see this too often, but we are gonna have to see uThermal. He has to start making those Thors, I'd imagine, just kind of as an answer against these carriers. And you know what, Thors, they also do pretty decently against those Stalkers. So I wouldn't be opposed against that happening here, but of course it's not as mobile. It's going to be harder for him to move across the map and trying to find damage like he is finding right here again with his Hellions, but still he needs to find more. Alright, that is a good start, finding more probes to kill here. At the same time, we are seeing a big siege upcoming across the map. 28 probes, 29 probes. A lot of probes being barbecued, but this is the big fight. The carriers coming in. Is there any type of anti-air capable of dealing with these carriers? The Cyclones desperately trying their best to move forward. Alright, one carrier does get taken down. There's a lot of Cyclones here. If you can get another couple of those lock-ons, that would be absolutely marvelous. Liquid MaNa, look at his supply actually plummet here. Losing ever so many workers. How many workers did you lose? 54 probes haven't been killed off here. That is absolutely bonkers. Is Liquid uThermal doing it? Is he coming back into this game? Oh my dear lord, it is quite close still. Those carriers are still a big threat, but the interceptors getting destroyed every time by those Widow Mines, and those Hellions still not having been dealt with, still flying around the Protoss bases, going back and forth. Carriers, it's ever so interesting, these carriers out on the map here. uThermal, look at this, guys. uThermal again, finding more damage, finding another Nexus he can take down. That is absolutely amazing. Very well played there by uThermal, slowly wailing away at the army of MaNa and getting back into this game. The supply 99 versus 194 right now. uThermal realizing he is maxed out, marching forwards with his Cyclones, pretty much everything, the entire mech extravaganza marching across the map here. Looking to put a final nail in the coffin, and only carriers remain. That's a lot of Cyclones locking onto those carriers. 2 carriers immediately going down, another one falling. And GG was called. Liquid MaNa falling to uThermal. Tying up the series again. Absolutely amazing, guys. What a game, what a series we are watching here between these two Liquid players. And, well, I was kind of confused with the carriers. I thought they were going to work out great, especially because there were only the Cyclones there, and I thought the Cyclones are going to be difficult to get right on top of those carriers, especially with a lot of Stalkers buffering, and perhaps as well those charge slots. But it seemed like, you know what, uThermal, he knew what he was doing. And here we go, game number 5, the final game between these two guys is gonna be happening right here, right now. We are witnessing it live. And holy moly indeed, Droptimus, I agree, that series was absolutely bonkers. But we are not done yet. We have one more game to go. The deciding match between these two players, Liquid MaNa and Liquid uThermal. It's gonna start any moment now. I'm just like, oh, it's gonna happen. Okay, I gotta calm down. I'm gonna need some water. That was quite exciting. And there's more. There's more. There's one more game. One final game between these two players. Whoever takes this one takes the entire tournament. The entire tournament, the Kashynical Open Cup. I think I've said it in like 6 different ways now. Kashynical. It's hard to pronounce. Of course, it's the combination of Kashyn and Cynical Death. Their names combined into Kashynical. Kashynical. Am I saying that right? I don't even know. Probably not. Alright, anyway. The game is loading up here, guys. Are we ready for the final game between these two players? I hope you are. I am. I am looking forward to this one. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. The final game of tonight. The one that is gonna take it for all the marbles. Which one will it be? Will it be this player right here in the bottom right corner of Cyber Forest? It's the blue Protoss player hailing from Team Liquid. His name is MaNa. His opponent, also hailing from Team Liquid. I think so, Droptimus. I'm sorry, I got distracted there. Yeah, 5 hours, probably, maybe. Anyway, stay in the game, Kozan. Focus, focus. These players are giving it them their all, so I will as well. We have the red Terran player, also hailing from Team Liquid. We are gonna have a team kill either way. Right here, right now. His name is uThermal. Right. Right. No tricky play this time. Nothing peculiar going on so far. Things are looking standard. Things are looking smooth. Quick Nexus gonna come down for MaNa there. And we should be seeing a quick command center coming down for uThermal as well. A little bit delayed here. Unfortunately for him. Oh, actually just gets it put down. A little bit of miss micro there from the probe. Probius not in position there to cancel or stop that command center from coming down. Nice maneuvers there from uThermal. Instantly realizing this and dropping his command center the moment that he could. So only being delayed with like about 25 minerals there worth of time. Not too shabby. Adapt on the way. We are seeing the Reaper gonna walk his face right into the fist of this Adapt. Oh, actually, no. Managing to avoid it a little bit here. Still having his probe out there as well at the same time. So a little bit interesting. Does manage to get a probe. That is pretty cool. Not too bad. One Adept doesn't manage to get the Reaper, of course. Fortunate. But does manage to get that SEV. And now throwing down his technology after securing these locations with his Adept over here as well. Oh, okay. The SEV did get taken out. For a moment I thought, well, the Adept shaded upwards. the SEV is still alive. He's gonna walk back and actually scout out that Twilight Council. Unfortunately for uThermal though, that did not occur, and now MaNa should be in a good position here to deny any type of further scouting, I would say. Might wants to chrono out that Stalker as well. Reaper looking for some way in. Maybe perhaps just looking for a third base right now. Okay. And if you are just joining us now, guys, this is the final match of the finals of the Kashynical Open Cup. The name I've been butchering throughout the night without any shame. Oh, the Reaper gets in as well. That is a nice play. Oh, actually another Stalker being warped in should be able to deny this Reaper from seeing this. Oh, no, actually the Reaper does manage to get that scout on. Perfect scout occurring here for uThermal. Let me actually see if he saw that robotics facility as well. Yes, he did. Right, so uThermal knows what's up. He's gonna go for the Widow Mine drop here, guys. A Widow Mine drop that could end the game pretty much instantly if it does manage to connect to a lot of probes. Of course, as we all know, we've had this happen to, well, in all the... It doesn't matter. If you play Starcraft 2, you've had this happen. You've had some Widow Mines dropped into your natural or main mineral line and have absolutely devastation take place. Right, in he comes. 1, 2, and burrowing occurring. Okay, that is a good split here from MaNa. Not losing too many of his probes. A little bit of lost mining time, of course, but the Widow Mines do get out there as well. Oh, actually, the Stalk is now surrounding the medevac here. Gonna stop this from escaping. Alright, no. Moving back to the other side again. Probably more important to deny the Widow Mines from burrowing in time than it is to shut down the retreat path of that medevac right now. But actually, not going for either and moving the Stalkers across the map, realizing, you know what, if you have your supply on my side of the map, I'm gonna send my supply to your side of the map and try my best to do some economic damage of my own, or at least get a little bit of a glimpse of what is going on here. He has Blink available, I believe, right? Yeah, he does, so should be able to poke around rather nicely. The medevac, did he lose the medevac? Oh, it looks like, alright, the medevac did get taken down. One of these 2 kills, that must be the one, right? Oh, they all got... Okay, so 1 and 2. Trying to fly in there and just not being prepared for the amount of Stalkers with Blink, just blinking underneath that medevac probably and immediately shutting down those Widow Mines. So a big loss there for uThermal. Only having killed off, what was it, 9 workers so far. It's actually not too bad, 9 workers killed. Come to think about it, that's pretty Alright, now also coming in with a Liberator. As the Stalkers are completely out of position actually. More lost mining time here for MaNa, but MaNa doesn't look like he wants to play around any longer. Moving around on the map. Oh, uThermal, are you gonna kill this one as well? Nope. Moving out. Okay. Okay. Templar Archives on the way as well. Extended thermal lens has been finished up. Yeah, so MaNa is in a nice position here to start containing uThermal. A little bit far off though to start containing uThermal, of course. Liberator poking again in for round number 2. 3 Stalkers though awaiting his arrival. Gonna siege up, try and take down these Stalkers here. We're almost getting one now. It's a nice blink out of that. Ooh, and another nice blink out of there. Oh, I would have been able to kill that actually if he had stayed the course. Right, so that Liberator not gonna get much done, unfortunately. And once again, we are seeing a full-on mech composition coming out of uThermal here. Very heavy in the siege tanks this time though. It needs to start moving out. MaNa just waiting for uThermal to take his third base here. And I think he will try his best to start poking at this mech army as they are trying to move out on the map. Perhaps he's just gonna kill those rocks and open up another pathway for him to move into. Alright, I thought MaNa would be a little bit more aggressive with his unit count there. I thought he was gonna at least try to hold this position a little bit longer. But I guess with the siege tanks there, it is really difficult, of course, to take a fight like that. If they are all on the high ground over here, especially. They really don't have that much room to work with. But still, a very, very large surround is being set up here by our Protoss player. Look at these units over here. There's more over here, and I think MaNa with the 2 hallucinations ready to soak up damage. Gonna march forwards here. 2 Archons hallucinated, going forward. A lot of damage being soaked up by those. The Archons, the real ones, are moving forward as well. A lot of siege tanks still remaining. That is a lot of siege tanks on the background. This Colossus did get taken down as well. Widow Mines now gonna get burrowed. Zealots marching on top of those tanks, but still, it looks like uThermal completely fine against this. Cleaning up the entirety of the army of the Protoss here. Very, very well fought fight there by uThermal. And maybe perhaps a little bit of an overextension by MaNa, not realizing how many siege tanks there actually were on top of that high ground. Getting a little bit blindsided by that, perhaps. Now another Liberator gonna try his best to start denying mining in the third base. A beautiful opportunity. Perhaps he wants to go into the natural. We'll have to wait and see. Honestly, won't blame him if he does. Perhaps it will give him a little bit more time. There we go, okay. And from this location, he can go back and forth between these 2 bases, of course. So that is a very nice place that he does find himself in here. Oh, these Stalkers just plunk forwards. They should get taken down. All right, there they go. And now the Hellions also going in. A lot of probes are in trouble here. These are a lot of probes rightly being burnt to a crisp. All getting destroyed. 21 being killed immediately. And there it is. A GG from MaNa. My dear Lord in heaven. Alright, well, there we go, guys. That is the series being thrown to the wayside there by MaNa. MaNa throwing in the hats into the ring. Oh, my dear Lord. What a game we saw. Well, I mean, it was a little bit weird, I'm not gonna lie. Just MaNa overextending there with his army into those siege tanks, and then oh, that was a rough one. Alright, well, thanks everyone for playing. Thanks for the tournament. Right. Oh, okay. Well, thank you all for watching. I'm gonna leave you guys with a brief message, like over there. Yeah, congratulations to uThermal, of course. I'm gonna leave this here for a little bit. If you are interested in watching me cast more, I'm gonna be doing this on August 11th. It's gonna be 1 p.m. Central Europe summertime, and you can see the link there as well. Thank you so much for this tournament, though. Of course, let me bring this up for a moment again, the away screen as well. Kashynical Cup. Thank you so much, Kashim. Thank you so much, Cynical Death, for all the effort and work you put into the StarCraft 2 community. Thank you so much for hosting this tournament and allowing me to play for the tournament as well. We had a crazy good amount of signups and we had some really big names for this tournament, and it was an absolute blast to cast it for you. And I hope I brought some good matches on the show here for everyone that was watching. And I hope you had a good time.